Yo, what's up? Andrey Adison here. And I want to share with you 3 tips to get more results with your email marketing. And if you've been marketing online for any time, you know the power of having a list and following up with them and building a relationship with that list. Because as you know, or as you should know, the money is not in the list, the money is in the relationship with the list. And the best way to do that is through your emails, through the follow ups, through the broadcast that you're sending. So I just want to share with you 3 quick tips that, to be honest, I recently started doing it in the past 2 months, and I've seen my sales increase. I've seen the engagement that I'm getting from my list skyrocket, and overall results. And these are things that I knew already, but I guess I was lazy. So I was just focusing on, all right, I need to get traffic. I need to build my list, but I didn't put too much time into the actual emails and communication that I was sending. And when I focused on this, I seen a big difference. So that's why I feel that this is so important, and that's why I'm sharing this video with you right now. Okay, so let's jump straight into it. The first thing is you want to tell personal stories or parables and bridge it into your offer or your lesson. Because here's what happens: that people are bored. to put it just like that, people are bored, and the one thing that catches our attention, the one thing that will get us to stop in our tracks, the one thing that we spend so much money every year on movies and plays and all the and different shows like Breaking Bad, or watching Scandal, or like the new show that I started watching, How to Get Away with Murder. These things, the thing that catches us is the stories. All right, these are stories because now it takes you out of your world. It takes you out of the current situation that you're going through. It takes you out of whatever pain, whatever frustration, whatever is on in your life, and now you're able to be put into someone else's life. You're able to be entertained by that story, and if you can be able to tell stories in your marketing, and it could be simple stories, and I'm going to share an example of how I tell stories in my emails, and it's real simple. If you can share a story, that's going to capture their attention, and then you weave it into a lesson. Why this story? How can this story be relevant to their business, or how is it going to help them? And then you have the solution, which is your offer. Okay, so that is simple. You tell a story, find a way to relate the story back to whatever it is that you're promoting and how it can help them. And you can do this on a daily basis. And it just making the conscious effort to go through your day being aware, because you can turn anything into a story. And if you can do that, and you can start telling stories, you're going to start to catch more attention. You're going to start to see that people open your emails more. They're going to find you interested. And that's a big part of being an attractive character, and being someone that people pay attention to when you're interested. So if you're just over here just sending people, hey, here's another free video, here's another blog post, here's more information, here's more information, here's more information, while it's valuable and while they appreciate it, you may have their appreciation, but you don't have their attention, and you need their attention if you want them to take any action. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing, and this ties into to stories as well, is open loops. So the news does this, right? The news, they say welcome at 7 p.m. We're gonna share the breaking news story on XYZ, and then you're watching it, and then they say, after the commercial break, we're going to share the story, but right now, let's jump into this story. And now you're sitting there listening to all this new stuff just because you want to know that one thing that they mentioned in the beginning, but you got to sit through everything else. Okay, the same thing with the show that I mentioned earlier, Breaking Bad, Scandal, all those shows. Right before it's about to end, they show you what's going to happen on the next episode. So now you're anticipating the next week's episode. And the same thing with your emails. You can have open loops in your emails where you just let them know. You may ask them a question, you may say something, and you say, I'll reveal that in the next email. And what happens is that now you have people there waiting for your next email. Okay, they're waiting for the next email because they want to know what happened. Or you may start beginning your email, and you're speaking, and you'll say, I'll get to that in a minute, but first I want to talk about this. So now people have to read everything else just so they could get whatever you promised them in the beginning of the email. So open loops is very, very powerful. And the third tip, and one of the biggest things that I highly recommend you do, is write like you talk. Okay? Write like you talk. Make it feel natural. Make it feel like you're speaking to a friend. Okay, you don't want to be too professional. You don't want to be too business like. And I don't know what niche you're in, but for the most part, you're probably an internet marketing niche, and you're trying to make sales. And depending on who your prospects are, of course, but for the most part, you can be casual. You can type normal. You don't have to have every single word look like a Harvard scholar wrote it. Okay, you want to be simple. One thing that I heard is write like you're talking to a third grader, right? And that doesn't mean that you think that your readers are dumb. And that's a big thing I want to clarify. That doesn't mean that you assume that they don't know anything. It just you want to make sure that you keep things simple, keep the communication simple and easy to understand and easy to read. So just write like you talk, and it's gonna make people's guards come down because it feels way more conversational. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna go to an email that I wrote I think last week. I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna show you how I told a story and how I bridged it into the lesson and my product, and how you'll see how I wrote. Okay, so this I wrote 9 days ago. Okay, and it says, early this morning, I sat down at my kitchen table with a cup of hot chocolate. I opened up my MacBook and checked my Gmail inbox. Okay, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but what I did was, first of all, I started a story off of just simple. Me sitting at my kitchen table with a cup of hot chocolate, opening up my MacBook and checking my inbox, and I read something, and then I said, I remember my senior year of college, sitting back in the classes, my laptop open, and there was one time when I just started looking around the room, and I asked myself, where will we all be in the next 10 to 20 years? And an image of me sitting behind a desk, doing something I didn't truly enjoy, taking orders from someone no more smarter than me or talented than me, and not having the freedom or lifestyle I dreamed of as a kid, immediately popped up into my head. And it made me angry. That's when I knew I had to make a decision. I could either chase my passion for a lifestyle of freedom, choices, and opportunities to help as much people as possible, or I could let the fear of failure and what ifs take over and just settle for the path that was already laid out for me. Okay? So now I'm saying that I chose freedom. And because of that, I was able to help a lot of people. And these people, and then I weave it into my product. All right. The way that I was able to help all these people get to the next level was by setting up the foundation, by setting up their funnel, which I show you how to do inside of my product 24-hour list building blueprint. Okay. And if there's anything that would fast track my success, it would have been the ability to do everything that I teach inside of 24-hour list building blueprint. So what I did here is a couple of things. Okay. I told a story. I had a lesson. I shared some value. I gave people insights. And then I started to relate to people because I know my audience, the one thing that they want more than anything is freedom. They want passion. They want opportunity. They want freedom. And they don't want to spend the rest of their life working for someone else. They don't want to spend the rest of their life feeling like they settled for less and not lived up to their full potential. So instead of me saying that, instead of me saying, do you want freedom? Do you want a lifestyle? Do you want to quit your job? What I did was I made it about me. I made a story and I told a true story about how I felt that way. So that not only got their attention, but now I related to them because now they're saying I want the same thing. Maybe they was at a time where they was in school or they was sitting behind their desk at their job and they're saying, I can't do this. I can't continue working for someone else. I have so much more potential. I have so much more things that I want to do with my life. So now they can relate to that. And I'm saying that the way that I broke free, the way that I'm helping people that have that same passion for freedom create results is by first showing them how to set up their own profitable sales funnel online, and that's through my product. Okay, so that's how you do it. It's real simple. So those are the three tips: tell personal stories, use open loops, and write like you talk. And one person that I follow that has really mastered this and has taught countless marketers how to really tie in stories into your emails is Andrey Chaperone, and he has a course called Autoresponder Madness. And if you want to check that out, if you like this stuff and you really want to get an in-depth training on how to set up everything and take your emails to the next level, I'll include a link below this to check out Autoresponder Madness. So go ahead and just implement this right now. Go ahead, write an email. This is what I want you to do right now. I want you to write an email, share a personal story, and then tie it into whatever product that you're promoting. Okay? And just send it out to your list. It doesn't matter if it's a good story or a bad story. The more that you practice and the more that you do this, it will become more second nature, and it will just start to flow, and ideas will just start to flow. So the first thing you gotta do is just take action. So go ahead, do that. If you want to check out Autoresponder Madness, I'll include a link below this. So with that being said, this is Andrey Adison from AndreyAdison.com, and I'll see you at the top. Peace.